Hello YouTube. Welcome back to Bald Man Building an Airplane. This is section 35, part 7, more avionics tray work to be done. Since I think it was video number 3, where we talked about I thought I was going to put the transponder on the shelf. I since decided I'd have to cut up that shelf a bit to allow the transponder to move out of the hole that the G3X makes when you take it out. I'm sorry, the GDU 460, the big 10-inch display. I didn't really want to cut into the panel there for that, so I decided that the comm radio was going to go on between the sub panel and the firewall, and then the transponder was going to go directly behind the MFD on the right side of the panel. So I am making a mount for it. The brackets I have there, so the caddy, or I don't know, the tray that you see there I'm working with, that comes with the transponder from Garmin, but they don't give you any mounting brackets. They assume that it's going to go in a radio stack. Well, this is a remote transponder, and I don't have a ton of room in the radio stack, despite what I may have said earlier. So I got some brackets from Midwest Panels, and while I was there, that's when I had the conversation with them about what does it take to do a panel. So that was pretty awesome. And that's when I decided that they would, laser etch and cut my panel. But I still wanted to do, some of the work on this stuff. They did finishing work on mine. I'm doing like the rough carpentry, I guess is the best way to put it. So this is just a piece of, I think it's 32 thousandths aluminum. I've made it, set it up to cut, or rather to fit those brackets from Midwest that they laser cut. And then I'm just putting the nut plates on it, and then gonna, let's see here. Oh, I put 2 big old holes in the middle to save some weight, because it doesn't need to have, it doesn't need to be solid all the way across. It just needs to have the 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch uprights there on the side to make it really nice and sturdy. So the idea is that the flat parts there, one of them mounts under the front panel, and the other side mounts under the sub panel, and it'll all attach with nut plates. This does, however, mean that the transponder cannot just come out with the 3/32 screw and quick service. It'll have to take 6 number 8 screws to remove the transponder cage from the mounting plate that I made in order to pull the whole transponder out. That's fine. I don't expect the transponder to have to require service all that often. The same with most of this stuff. These boxes are probably going to be in place and never move for the life of the plane until they decide to upgrade them or something. All right, so what we're doing here is I've created a fake panel with an approximate location for the display, so that way I can mount it in place onto the panel mount and verify that I've got enough room for the transponder. So I match drilled this to the panel backing plate, just so that I could have the locator holes there to put the Clecos in. We're going to just pop this in there with the Garmin backplate just barely in place, or we just leave the screws in. I can't remember exactly. The backplate might be in there. It doesn't really have to attach solidly for this test. It's just a matter of like, how much space do I really have? Yeah, there you go. I think I just put the screws in the metal and said we're done with it, because it's at an angle. It's not going to fall out while I'm working. Yeah, that's fine. We're good. Now for the moment of truth. Oh, yeah. Trim some off the front. And then I get a little bit more than the couple of mils clearance there. I can also shift the whole thing toward the backside. Plenty of clearance. Excellent. Pretty tight here. That's okay. I can shift the mount toward the front.